So first things first, as an incoming freshman, it's definitely important to know where to get a drink. This is a perfect example of an awful water fountain, one of many here at CAHS. It barely works half the time. Let's go to an actual one. Here we are coming up on one of the nicer water fountains in the school. This one's located in the language hallway on the first floor next to the boys' bathroom. Refreshing.
This here is a rough layout of our school. As you can see, here's the science hallway, the office. We also have various entry points here. There's also one around here, about there, generally. Now most of you are probably wondering, what is the fastest way for me to get where I need to go on time? You do have about 4 to 5 minutes between class periods, but you want to get there fast. So let's say you're in the science hallway. You're A. And over here is the humanities hall for you freshmen, point B. So the fastest way to get there, some might think to use these doors. No. Just going to go straight there. Now, some of you might walk through the hallways like this. That is incorrect. I will now demonstrate how to properly transport yourself through the hallways.
So, Mr. Higby, what would your advice be to incoming freshmen?
So my freshman year, I got a lot better at school as soon as I learned how to dunk.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Mr. Ackworth.
Dexter, how's it going?
Good to see you, buddy. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, not at all.
So I was just wondering, who you believe is the worst teacher here at the school?
Myself, I think I'm the worst teacher because I'm lazy and I don't do much.
Okay, that's fair.
But I get a paycheck every other week, so
What about the best teacher?
it's also myself because I get a paycheck every other week.
It's true, and you don't do much.
And I don't do much. What a great job, right?
Any other additional advice you have for incoming freshmen?
Sorry.
Whatever you do, don't take physics.
No physics, guys. You hear that? It's a terrible class.
So now we're here with Dr. Murray, and we've prepared some questions that come straight from some incoming freshmen, just some frequently asked. So Jeremy Anderson asks, can I park in the handicapped parking lot because he's a freshman?
Well, being a freshman doesn't automatically qualify you as being handicapped, but you can put your bicycle anywhere that you feel like you would like to.
Alrighty. Donnie Howard asks, is it okay that I wear earbuds all of the time?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Donnie Howard asks, is it okay that I wear earbuds all the time?
Earbuds.
Yes.
We're not talking about marijuana, are we?
No, it says earbuds.
Oh, different, that kind of bud. No, you may wear them except when a teacher is not trying to talk to you.
Okay, alright. Jane Clarence wants to know, if I bring my
Jane Claire?
Jane Clarence.
Okay, yeah.
If she brings her pet rats to school, will you let her talk about them extensively?
Only when the other rats that already live here start to come out because they begin to feel jealous. And we've gotten to know these rats over the years, and we'd like to keep them, happy because they do so much for us.
All right. Finally, Haley Bumfrey is wondering, how much work does she have to do to just pass?
I would think with a name like Haley Bumfrey, your focus should be more on how you're trying to get through life than how you are trying to pass.
Any more advice for freshmen?
Stay a freshman as long as you can. It was the best 4 years of my life, and since your generation will probably live to be close to 100 years old, there's really no hurry to go out and start to acquire all kinds of debt you're never going to repay. The job market, frankly, a little bleak. I'm glad I'm not you. And so I would just have fun.
So Huston Jigby was wondering, how should he try to keep track of all the teachers he has with as many classes as he has?
Well, I found that the easiest way to keep track of teachers is by putting a small locator device on their vehicle, and they'll be able to find out where they are at any time. And while they're actually in the building, it will be good to practice some names. Like there are some teachers who really look very similar and have similar names, like Mr. Wynn and Mr. Gwynn. Many people get those confused. Some people think they were separated at birth. I'm not willing to go that far, but I know that I have to remind myself when I'm talking to one that who it is, because I really have a hard time telling them apart. And their similarities in names don't help. So keeping track of teachers otherwise, I know that some teachers grade on a curve, and the curve I grade on is on the corner of Hudson and High Street. There's a Rally Burgers down there, and there's a curve on the table outside, and that's where I like to grade. And I can usually be found there anytime after midnight on Fridays, because if there's one thing I like when they kick me out of the local establishments, it's a nice greasy burger.
I don't want to put anything in the thing, sorry. This is my moment.
Something everybody should know about these lockers is that you should always lock them by turning the dial or have your own lock, because most of them you can just this isn't my locker, and it worked.
That doesn't make sense. And that's a lot.